Welcome to another episode of It's Debatable WWE Edition. I'm your host, Justin Jones, here with co host Sebastian Pluvios. What's going on, man? It's been a long time since we talked wrestling. How you been feeling?
Mixed emotions about what we got going on in wrestling nowadays, but we're gonna take a
Facts.
deeper dive into that. So yeah, man, it's been a while since we did that shit. So yeah, I had a lot of time to really just sit and think about what I'm gonna say. And we
Right.
lucky we didn't do this episode right after WrestleMania because I would have crashed out worse than David Meltzer.
All right. Shout out to him. But like I just said, we haven't talked WWE since our predictions for WrestleMania. Um a lot happened. Night one, a lot of surprises, a lot of different type of outcomes. Let's just start with Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, right? Definitely a very interesting match, an interesting build up leading up to their WrestleMania match. Um, we didn't really know who was going to win. Charlotte Flair just came back, won the Royal Rumble. There was a lot of turmoil and backlash about that decision. We seen, when WWE posted that on their YouTube, it got a lot of dislikes, right? So, Tiffany Stratton, though, so young, just being brought up from NXT just about a year ago, just being the women's champion comes with a lot. So, it was just gonna be a huge test for her. And I just thought watching that match, I thought it was a good match. I thought it was real physical. It looked, in some parts real to me because I think in real life they're just not the best of friends. Um I like the match. How'd you feel about it?
To me, I just think that the match was just it was supposed to be a testament to putting Tiffany Stratton over to let people know that she is the future of the women's division in WWE. I really thought it was gonna let Charlotte win it and then feel me start song with Charlotte again. But the fact that they put Tiffany Stratton over was actually a very good thing, though. Younger talent definitely has more time to grow. The match itself, I kind of like wasn't that interested into it, but it was just like it was not that it wasn't a bad match. It wasn't something that filmed me. I'm just like, oh shit, like it's a show stealer. But it was a solid match. I'll give it that. It wasn't like the best match on the card, but it wasn't the wackiest match on the card. So it was solid. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I just feel like Charlotte winning, I didn't know like what direction they was gonna go from there. She already faced just so much talent. She's been the champion just so many times. I definitely seen now a report came out that I believe that she's trying to pitch to where she can try to be a different type of character to where she's more herself. I think she feels like this whole gimmick of her just being the Charlotte Flair thing is the same way everyone feels that it's kind of just ran its course. So Tiffany Stratton I think was the person that was supposed to win this match. Shout out to her for winning. I think this was like her real like big girl moment. I feel like
Like coming
before
out party.
Right. I feel like before this, like her promos was like up and down. She was kind of just like on the side of Nia Jax. The cash in was, a little underwhelming. I feel like it took kind of long. So like I feel like this was her like moment, her WrestleMania moment, and she definitely got the job done. We just seen on SmackDown after that, they kind of teased her and Jade Cargill. I think that's definitely an interesting matchup and something I would definitely like to see for her in the future. Um Speaking of Jade Cargill, right? Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Um, a lot of people I think really wanted Naomi to win. They definitely loved her character turn
Facts.
and just to proceed with caution, just her just being just really ruthless, right? Just giving me like that Randy Orton vibes that like anyone that gets in her way, it is a target and she's definitely a force to be reckoned with. But Jade Cargill is just such a huge star, has such a huge name, still undefeated at WrestleMania so early in her career. She's had so much success come to her so early. Um, a decent match. I think every time Jade Cargill gets in the ring, she definitely gets a little bit better. Naomi just a seasoned vet. I guess you can say quote unquote like putting her over in that type of matchup. Um, we definitely seen that this whole storyline isn't over. I think that somewhere down the line, Bianca gets involved. We've seen that she's trying to get back to SmackDown now. So, yeah, it was a cool match.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I just don't agree with the winner. I definitely think that the momentum that Naomi had, especially during that heel turn, it definitely should have made for Naomi to win. Jade has all the time in the world, in my opinion. I believe that, feel me, like regardless if she won or lost, it wouldn't hurt her stock one bit though. But if you're gonna turn somebody like Naomi heel, and especially the momentum that she's been on, just with the heel turn, just being very unhinged with the caution thing, like everything you said, you definitely do that. But if you make her lose, then I believe that, feel me, there's something that should be more rewarding down the line for her character work too. Because, feel me, is like the heel turn was like, I wouldn't say unexpected, but nobody was expecting it to be good like this. Like, feel me? It's more hinge, it's more like raw. Like you sort of understand it. Like it's something to where it's just like, feel me, like as a heel, like feel me, the whole thing about the heel is taboo, but feel me, people getting behind this new Naomi character it was better than the glow thing that they had this going on. Or it felt like, feel me, that was a little more cringy on the side. Now it's more so just like, yeah, I'm invested into this character. This character is not gonna stop at anything to get what she wants. Like, feel me, like that's somebody that, feel me, I can see a title behind. Like, feel me. So just shout out to both of them though, because feel me, just just black women putting on for the WWE though, just feel me, WrestleMania, and just even getting that singles match without a title or anything like that. I think maybe that's like the first time or second time that's happened thus far to where, feel me, a woman competes in WrestleMania for no title or no stipulation, nothing like that on a singles match. So just shout out to the both of them too. Shout out to Jade Cargill as well. Just coming back and just, like you said, getting better, that 1% better every time you step in the ring. So like you said, this is not good. This is far from done. I like to see where this goes now. Especially now that Jade Cargill wants to challenge Tiffany Stratton for the title. Nia Jax is involved in the mix. Naomi's still involved in the mix. Like it makes sense for where now we're picking up in the women's division. Now it's just not we're singling out people. Like at a point, like in time, we forgot about Nia Jax too. I'm surprised that she wasn't on Mania, but at the end of the day, though, it's just like, there's always plans for after Mania to build up. We still have the build up for SummerSlam because, SummerSlam now is 2 nights. So, feel me, it's just like, we'll see where it goes from here on out. This is like the second half of WWE. So, we definitely get to tap into that.
No, yeah, definitely great to see Nia Jack back. Definitely just targeted Tiffany Stratton. Definitely wants that the WWE Women's Championship back. So I definitely agree with what you said. The women's division on SmackDown is definitely picking up, and I definitely like the direction that it's going in. Another matchup that was on night one though, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. This was one of the better matches of the night to me. I feel like both of them just came to work, and I was a little disappointed with the outcome just because I'm biased to LA Knight. I definitely just like his character. But Jacob Fatu is just a crazy talent. He definitely gives me Umaga vibes. I think the run he's gonna go on with the US title is definitely what just that is what that title needs right now. Um and yeah, I just enjoyed the matchup.
Yeah, same here. I definitely like the spot where he caught the BFT midair. I think that was one of the best BFTs I've seen LA Knight he actually perform. The match itself, it was a good match. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good match. When I look at it, I just think that it was the right call to pick Jacob Fatu champion. If he wasn't gonna put the title on him, it was gonna have to be for a certain reason because Jacob Fatu hasn't really lost since he's been in WWE. And then, feel me, if he lost in a singles match like that, I think that would have hurt his stock just a little bit. I think when I look at LA Knight is just the fact that this is his second WrestleMania, and the fact that he's still performing at a high level. Something's gonna happen with LA Knight, and to me, despite not having the US title, like for me, he's still over as a character. You're not gonna sit here and say LA Knight is just like, oh, he lost momentum, he lost stock by losing to Jacob Fatu. I don't think that hurt him one bit. Because if you look at it now, the sky's the limit. Now, why not let LA Knight win Money in the Bank or something like that? Why not? Feel me? Like the US title, he did his thing with it. Feel me? The second reign was I feel like it just gave it back to him last minute. There was no point in Shinsuke Nakamura having that title. If you feel me, you were just gonna give it back to LA Knight. LA Knight should have just ran through that shit to WrestleMania until he ran into Jacob Fatu. That's what I think about it. But shout out to Jacob Fatu once again. I just think that feel me, just the work that he's done is just like there was no way you did not just put you wasn't gonna put the title on him. And now that he has the title, it makes it more interesting now because it's like is Solo going to turn on him? Is Tom Tonga going to turn on him? Just last Friday on SmackDown, we seen that. Feel me? The mid card division is picking up now. Now a guy like Drew McIntyre said, "I want to face Jacob Fatu." LA Knight said he want to get in the mix. Shit, Damian Priest might get in the mix now. That shit, that mid card division is like it's kind of like it feels like a world heavyweight scene. Those these are like people that are like solidified superstars in the WWE too. So when I see that too, it's like shit just got interesting now. Now that Jacob Fatu is champion, shit just got interesting now. Now think about the matches you could have. You could still have Fatu Strowman, Fatu Damian Priest, Fatu fucking Drew McIntyre. Like, feel me? It's just like, and those matches would be like banger matches. Like, feel me? Those would be like great matches too for the US. I think that's what the US title scene needed, like a strong like champion like that. So I'm excited to see what goes on with the US title too. I definitely feel like now that division is gonna pick up the mid card division, gonna pick up.
Nah, yeah, definitely. It was definitely interesting to see Drew McIntyre just saying like he wanted to face Jacob Fatu. Like we definitely know Drew McIntyre. He's definitely not a mid Carter, but him just definitely just dabbling, just in this division, along with someone like LA Knight. You brought up Braun Strowman. I could definitely see Damian Priest as well. So just shout out to Jacob Fatu. I definitely think he's gonna do a great job. And just once again, shout out to the match that him and LA Knight had at WrestleMania. But
Yaramin.
right, so but on a sour note, the next matchup I'm gonna talk about, I was just not a fan of. I just was disappointed. Jay Uso versus Gunther. Um, all right, I get the fact that Jay Uso had to win. I just feel the match was underwhelming. Like I didn't like any of the spots. Like I didn't like I just wasn't intrigued by it. Like I just don't understand how Gunther just lost to that submission hold in 2.5 seconds. Like it was just a nasty match to me. But once again, I just want to say shout out to Jay Uso for definitely reaching that milestone and becoming a world heavyweight champion. I definitely know what that moment means. I guess just I feel a little bad that Gunther's run as world heavyweight champion what wasn't what I expected it to be. And now we're about to see Gunther versus Logan Paul, and it's like I
Thought it was
just
Pat
don't,
McAfee.
huh?
Thought it was Pat McAfee. Yeah.
We're gonna say Jay Uso versus Logan Paul for from the World Heavyweight Championship, and it's just not a matchup I want to see. So and, and now like Gunther versus Pat McAfee, even though I think it's gonna lead to a bigger match, I think somehow Goldberg comes back and tries to pick
Mm.
Gunther. I think Gunther deserves that after kind of losing on WrestleMania to Jay Uso, which is not even really realistic. So, just shout out to them, but I just wasn't a fan of the match.
Uh, I was a fan of the match just off the strength that Jay won. I wasn't really a fan of how he won. I feel like it should have been like a underdog match to where he get his ass kicked the whole time and then he just gets like a sneaky roll up or maybe like a or like maybe just something sneaky. I just felt like throughout the course of this match, like they made Jay look a little bit more dominant than what he was. Like, feel me, a couple splashes, a couple spears, like feel me, he's doing a power bomb. I'm just like, okay, feel me, a little bit something different. So like I wasn't like too mad at the match because it's like who I wanted to win won. But the ending is just like I feel like Gunther tapped out too quick. I feel like if he was gonna make it like seem like realistic, like Jay was supposed to hang on for dear life. Feel me? Like it was supposed to look like Gunther was that dominant to where feel me like Jay was supposed to hold on for dear life to get that one, like literally by his last leg. Like you know how you're in a fighting game and then you get like 1% health left. Like it looked like he needed that 1% health like that. But feel me, other than that, shout out to Jay Uso. I did feel like that was the right call for him. Especially in a time where the fans are definitely behind him, where you have to have the momentum. How long he keeps the title, I don't know. I just think that feel me, just it was the right call at the moment. Now we have this thing to where we open the gates now to who's the next champion. Feel me? Because realistically, we don't believe Jey Uso is going to hold that title for that long. Maybe a 3 month span, maybe a 2 month span,
Seth
regardless of,
Rollins.
and that's what we're gonna get into next. So yeah, I definitely think that Jay Uso, shout out to Jay man. I like what I seen on Monday. I think that feel me, it's a new confidence, new swagger that you have now that you have the title. We could lead down to matches down the line. We could have him versus Seth Rollins, him versus Logan Paul. We could have him versus shit. Don't Karrion Cross in the mix too. I want to see Karrion. WWE. We need Karrion Cross in the mix, man. I'm tired of him just all these backstages, just over here saying, I told you so. Why did you take the opportunity? Put that man in the main event scene if you're gonna do something like that. And shit, like you said, Seth Rollins, man. Shit, that new. Do we even have a name for this new faction?
Hold on. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. I know I mentioned Seth Rollins, but I don't want to get into just that just yet. Um, but speaking of Seth Rollins, let's talk about the main event. Seth Rollins, well, the main event of night one. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. A great match. Out of 5 stars, I'll probably give it a 4.5. I damn near five. Like I thought the match was great. It had a lot of great spots. I thought they all had great chemistry. I thought the ending was definitely cinema. Like shout out to Paul Heyman, crazy enough, is like the most important character in WWE. Like,
He's
and
like
he's
in
not
his
even a
fourth prime.
wrestler. Say it again,
He's like in his fourth prime.
bro. And he's not even a wrestler. And I just feel his character is just so important. We get to the point, right? Seth Rollins is telling Roman Reigns that we have to work together and put CM Punk through the table. Roman Reigns doesn't even do that, and then he puts them through the table. And then we get to the next spot. Paul Heyman grabs the steel chair, gives it to CM Punk just to turn on him, and then he turns on Roman Reigns, and we see he aligns with Seth Rollins. I thought the match was great. Shout out to all four of them who just performed just so well on that main event. It was definitely worthy of that. Shout out to CM Punk for finally getting his main event match. It's been a very long time. If he didn't leave WWE, he would have been in a main event match. So no one could really say anything more about him and just his career. I feel like so. Yeah. Shout out to them.
Yeah, definitely shout out to the main event match. I definitely liked how it felt like at no point in time it was no real like ganging up on somebody. I just feel like it was more every man for himself. You know, it's in triple threat matches, how there's like spots at times to where, maybe two people might team up. It was none of that. It was straight pure hatred between three different people. I like the work that definitely Seth Rollins did there. Just looking like the MVP at WrestleMania once again, too, and he stole the show just everything that led up to the spots of just Paul Heyman betraying Punk, and then we're thinking it's like, oh, so he is with his wise man, and then just the setup, just the build up. He said, "Look, right there, your
Yo,
opportunity."
no, stay right there. I'm really being real meticulous, but like it's just the way he said it and like the way he did it. Paul Heyman just sounded so vicious and he just made you like for a second I really thought he was gonna go back to Roman. He was like my tribal chief. Just look at him like he said the shield. Look.
Well, yeah,
Like Paul Heyman is the goat.
just baiting him into that, and then just all that, just so he could do another turn. I mean, just to turn on Roman is just like it's just everything that led up to the match. Like, feel me? Just the ending was deserving. Like, feel me? That was a great way to close out 9-1, in my opinion, too. Feel me? Just the alignment of Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. It's just something that you see it and you be like, that's fucking genius. Those are two people that feel me like they're what's best for the business. Paul Heyman, as feel me as an advocate, is what's best for the business, especially in a faction now with Braun Breaker, and just Seth Rollins and just him being the dead ass a visionary, and feel me just the things that they could do with this company, and just like feel me putting people forward, and just the storylines and just everything that they could have going forward with now this alignment. It's definitely something that it had to happen at Mania just to show, like, feel me, how big of the dynamic it is. It couldn't happen anywhere else. So my curiosity is what's next for Roman Reigns? No bloodline. You got no Usos, no Solo, no, feel me. You have nobody now. So how does that work for Roman Reigns now? Where does his character go? Is he still like the tribal chief? Like, feel me? Is he like, feel me, head of the table now? Because, feel me, ain't nobody at the table for real. So
Mm.
it's like, where do we go from here with Roman Reigns? How does his character take a turn? What's next for CM Punk? Like, feel me? Is this a thing now where are we getting a team of Punk and Reigns versus Rollins and Braun Breaker, or it's like it's endless now? But I definitely want to see where we go from here.
Nah, yeah. Shout out to WWE. I feel like we was just in the era of Roman Reigns. We was in it for like the last 5 years, and now we're just transitioning. It's definitely a new era, and it's being led by Seth Rollins. I agree with everything that Seth Rollins is saying. That it is what is best for business right now. Paul Heyman's character just needs to be on Netflix. Seth Rollins just if he's gonna be healthy, because he's talking a big game, but also he also has had an injury history.
Facts.
So he's saying that he's the guy to do it and he's the best fit. So I agree if he's gonna be healthy. All right. That's like in basketball, like that's kind of like the Anthony Davis. Well, no, not even Anthony Davis, like that's like the Kawhi Leonard thing. If he's gonna be healthy, whatever team he's on, he's dangerous. But it's like we also know his past, right? So and then Braun Breaker, right? The perfect guy. Definitely I believe either a second or third generation star. We definitely know what the Steiners family has done in WWE history. Yeah, like this team is just too dangerous, right? So even if we talk about like what happened last night with like Sami Zayn, I get why Sami Zayn is standing up for himself, but I might have took that deal. If you're talking, if you, like, and I get that it was never really gonna happen anyway, and he was gonna stay regardless. But if we was being realistic, if you giving me a deal to go to SmackDown and get a guaranteed title shot after who wins against John Cena and Randy Orton, I'm getting the hell out of here because bro,
Yeah.
you're talking about this team is too dangerous.
You talk about either get down or lay down. I'm like,
Like
all right,
and
all
and
right,
Seth
bro.
Rollins, even after the first spear, Seth Rollins said, "I'm there's still time. Like just take the out." And Sami Zayn is just too heroic, and you're gonna get hurt because they're
Yeah.
all too
He's
dangerous, and you
no,
can't trust
yeah.
any of them.
Seth Rollins really just said, just like, yo, if you're not a part of us, I'm begging you, just get out the way. Shit is about to get nasty. Like, I'm listening to that. I'm like, yo, I'm just like, yo, he sound like a fucking gang member. He's like, yo, I got love for you, bro. But I promise you, if you do not get down, or if you're in the way of what we got going on, I
Listen,
promise you, you will get hurt. I
What we're
promise
about,
you, you will
what
get
we're
hurt.
about, what we're about to see is definitely shades of evolution. Now, I don't know if they're gonna get a fourth member or even if they need a fourth member. Well, I'll ask you that. Do you think they will get one? And then secondly, do you think they need a fourth member? Because I'm just gonna put on record, just them, this three is dangerous enough.
It is, but you might need a fourth member, but you need somebody that's sneaky. Like, feel me?
I
I'm
think
an
it just
advocate
has
for
to be.
Karrion Cross.
I kn- Carrying I Carrying Cross is I'm really saying like if I'm on FanDuel, right, and it had odds of everybody, I think number one has to be Austin Theory.
He do, but you think they're gonna give him? They've been pushing for him to be a baby face with that whole Grayson
He's
Waller thing.
on Raw now, and him and Grayson Waller, like that tag team is done. Like we need somebody young because if we are kind of doing like the Shades of Evolution, which we kind of are, but he's the perfect young dude.
That is
Carrying
true.
Cross, Carrying Cross, I love his character, but I think Carrying Cross could be big just on his own right now, just with what he's doing with that character. He kind of putting him with I'm about to say evolution, putting him with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman and Braun. It's not a bad. It wouldn't be bad, but I don't know. I don't know if we get the. I don't know if we'll get everything we can get out of Carrying Cross. Then
Do you think somehow Sami Zayn? Just that ass whooping makes him realize y'all better get
Oh no
down,
no 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 no.
or you think
He's
he
not.
just says,
He's not gonna be in it. It has to be somebody like we're pushing for the future, right? It's not gonna be someone who's kind of established already. It needs someone who, like, even like a Carmelo Hayes, even though it's never gonna be him, but like somebody just like him, like even even if they were like even if they did someone like Ilya Dragunov, right? Somebody young who is like he's so great in the ring, like you could really push him, like he could be the future.
dangerous. You just need people that are dangerous.
Facts, facts, but that faction is and I think that's what I'm saying. Jay Uso's gonna hold that title for now. Seth Rollins is gonna get that title back. No,
Yeah, it's a point that's either you get down or lay down, bro. It's either you with
no.
us or against us. And if you're not with us, bro, get out the fucking way. Go to SmackDown. Go to SmackDown.
Because you gotta understand, if you got a problem with Seth Rollins, you can't even get straight to him. You're gonna have to get past Braun Breaker right now, and he's
And
the
this character
bull.
last night, yeah, he was itching to beat Sami Zayn's ass. He came outside, he did not take his eyes off Sami Zayn one bit. And then everybody else was like, "Yo, chill, 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 chill. Let's try to find a way to resort." So he's like, "There's something like, yo, nigga did not say one word."
But this dude is really a freak of nature. Like I just like you gotta, like people really gotta stay out their way. I'm real scared. Like I'm scared. Like CM Punk can't do it alone. Roman Reigns can't do it alone. Like we're about to see like a 5 to 6 really year run of Seth Rollins really ruling the WWE.
That's facts. That's definitely facts. Factions definitely like that should be like a 3 to 4 year run. So that way we develop like, Braun Breaker to like, all right, now it's believable he's a main event scene. Like, it's
Right.
definitely gonna be worth it.
All right. So now let's talk about night two though of WrestleMania. Um, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, right, versus Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. Definitely a great matchup. All of them are just great in ring, so we definitely knew it was going to live up to that. Um, in terms of like the story now, I feel like it wasn't no real point of them losing if they was gonna make Becky Lynch turn on Lyra anyway, literally the next night. So but hey, shout out to all four of them. I guess you had to have Liv Morgan on WrestleMania just for the work she did in 2024 and even the beginning of 2025. So yeah, shout out to all four of those women, and it was definitely a a good match to have on WrestleMania.
Eh, it was a okay match, feel me. I didn't agree with just the title changing, but feel me, just for them to get it back on Raw, it was kind of confusing at I was just like, so what the fuck was the whole point? I guess you just make Becky Lynch just turn heel quicker. Like I didn't really understand the dynamic of it though, but feel me, like you said to your point, you can't not have Liv Morgan on WrestleMania. Like feel me, that's just outlandish though. But I do appreciate the fact that feel me, you do get a huge pop for Becky Lynch. Her being out for like maybe a whole year now and just coming back and just definitely shaking up just the women's division on Raw. It definitely, and definitely her name definitely holds weight. And just her just coming out and with Lyra Valkyria just feel me now them going on to their own thing. It definitely makes for something more. I just want to know what's next for the women's tag team division. Like, do we really have a tag team division? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah, there's
Because
not.
even the gauntlet, we just doing a whole bunch of teams that really are not tag teams. Like, we don't have an established tag team for real.
Nah, yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, like, I guess off those gauntlet, do you build on those teams? You can try to do it that way and really just start from the beginning, like, just like they did with this, like, SmackDown division. It was dying, and they just had to build, they built at it for, like, damn near a year, right? And they're gonna do the same thing that way. Eventually, I think you call up, right, Lash Legend and, what's the other girl's name with her?
Jakira.
Right.
You
Eventually,
better put some respect on Jakira's name.
you can definitely call up them too, but yeah, they're gonna have to work at it. Like the gauntlet is kind of like your rough draft. If you want to go in a direction, you got to go off that.
Facts.
You're gonna have to do the Maxine Dupree and Natalia. I'm not mad at that team, but you're gonna have to build on it. right? What else teams was there?
Who was there? I'm trying to
Piper
think. There's
Niven
Piper
and
Niven and
Alba
Alba.
Fire. I'm not mad at that. Still go with this thing. The whole like US stable. Like, are they now just gonna go away from that because Chelsea Green's not the US champion no more?
There should be more tag teams, though. I definitely think
Right,
that. Feel
right.
me?
So like I think we have the talent. We're gonna have to work at it, and that's on the creative, right? It's like sometimes in WWE, the creative can be a little lazy when it comes to certain things, and I don't think it's because they're doing that on purpose. I think it's because sometimes they have to put a lot more effort into a lot more storylines. But yeah, once again, they have the talent. They're just gonna have to work at it. But another match that was on night two, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, right? We talked about Logan Paul a little bit earlier. I guess if you can tell, I'm not really the hugest fan of Logan Paul. I like what he can do in ring. He's definitely talented, but I just think his character just needs a lot of work. And I think this is kind of what, you brought up Karrion Cross. He kind of hinted at. He kind of just came on the scene out of nowhere. And I think that's why some of the aspects you need to be a real top tier WWE star, he hasn't really mastered yet. And that's because he doesn't have the experience. So, but they did have a good match. You definitely, I guess, have to have Logan Paul win. AJ Styles is on the later end of his career, so I'm not surprised at the outcome. Once again, good match. But yeah, we're gonna have to see how this Logan Paul thing works out. Moving in the future.
Logan Paul fucking sucks on the mic, bro. I'm sorry, bro. It's been like 2 years now, and I just feel like he ain't gotten no better on the mic. Every time I literally hear him on the mic, I fucking cringe, bro. This shit is so bad, bro. It's like he can't stay on topic of what he's doing next or who is his opponent next. It always goes back to the fan. It's like, oh, you people don't know what greatness is when it's standing right in front of you. You people this, you people that. Shut the fuck up, bro. This shit is trash, bro. Oh my god, bro. It's like it's two separate people. It's like Ricochet, bro. You know, you good in the ring, bro. But as soon as you talk on the
Nah, nah,
mic,
hold on,
it's
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. No, Ricochet
fucking
was no,
bullshit.
no, no, hold on. Ricochet was worse, and that's no disrespect to Ricochet. Ricochet just couldn't even like. You feel me? Yeah, that was just
I
bad.
remember the last time I heard a Logan Paul promo and I said, yo, this was actually solid, bro. This shit is bullshit, bro. It's like every time he goes on the mic, bro,
No,
like
but I think he's going. Listen, he's going to get better though. Before he was a part timer, now he's a full timer. He's going to get better. He just he kind of still just got here. He's not gonna be as good as a John Cena on the mic or as a CM Punk. He hasn't been here for 10 plus years. He
I ain't
has to gonna have to
saying
get
that,
better.
but hear me out though. Well, look, hear how repetitive it is. You know Logan Paul promo when you hear it. He comes out, talks a little trash to them. The people start booing him. Then he goes straight for the
All
people.
right, but
He's just like, why
hold
you
on,
people
hold on.
booing me? You should be booing him.
You're
I'm
gonna,
greatness.
but all right, but if we're gonna, you're not wrong. But if we're gonna say that we have to keep the same energy for everyone, Tiffany Stratton is the WWE Women's Champion, and her promo is not that good either.
It's not. I'm
All
not.
right,
I'm not.
so we people have to work. They're fresh talent. Logan
But
Paul hasn't been here.
feel me, like
I agree with you that it's not good though. Like, so he needs to just continue to work
no,
at it.
I'm just talking about
Like,
Logan Paul in general. I think that's feel me when he gets on the microphone. It's just like I'm just like, oh my god, bro, like this shit is ass. Like feel me, it's just like
but he does get heat, which is a good thing. It is
yeah, because
tough
people
to,
just genuinely dislike him.
and that's good. That you're a heel, good.
It is, yeah, no,
So
it's good, but feel me as a heel, like feel me, you
so
know,
no, hold on. Hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. It's good to have that heat, right? But it's also tough to now try to cut promos with the crowd doing that. And look, he's so young in his career. He's still trying to navigate through that, so it's gonna come off cringy sometimes.
it's just awful, bro. That shit just, I don't like it. I don't like it.
But I do
That's probably the only
feel
thing he needs to get better at. And then like feel me, then then feel me, the sky's the limit for him. I just
I
think
do
that feel
feel he
me,
has to work at it though.
yeah, that's it. In ring wise, he's a good talent, but I'm not gonna say he's a good wrestler. You like feel me? There's two different things. Like I feel like there's talent and there's wrestling. when I look at wrestling, it's like feel me, just the basic fundamentals and just feel me certain spots. Like for him, when I say talent, it's just that he can do all these crazy spots in the ring, but there's points in time in the match where I'm just looking like it looks sloppy because it's not like put together. Like for me, sometimes it's being led by somebody that could put you over. Like AJ Styles, a vet that could get you through a match. Or else am I thinking of Seth Rollins that got him through a match? Like feel me, Rey Mysterio. Like certain people could get you through a match. I just think that feel me, just the wrestling part, it still has a little more technical flaws to work on and just feel me. But he'll get there though. Like feel me. I'm not saying he's bad or anything. I just think that feel me, the shit needs to work. Feel me. And if as a fan, feel me, and if you're gonna be in here fully, like feel me, there's certain stuff that you will get criticized for. Happens to everybody in the WWE. Feel me.
No, that's a fact. So no, now let's talk about the highlight of night one, and that's the woman. A round of applause for
I'm
Io
glad you
Sky
said the
and
highlight.
from Io Sky and versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, the triple threat match. I think definitely thought it was the great match, definitely match of the
Match of
weekend.
WrestleMania. Yeah.
I was definitely
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
say
glad we're on the same page for that one.
I was definitely gonna say the match of the weekend. It was so good. I didn't really care like who was even gonna win the match, right? I definitely feel going into it. I definitely wanted Bianca Belair to win, but Io Sky was just great, right? Rhea Ripley was great. I didn't care what direction that they was gonna go in, but like I said, Io Sky definitely retained the title. I definitely felt like it was gonna go in that direction, just kind of based off how the story was going. I felt like it was like Rhea Ripley and Bianca just being so focused on each other that they was always overlooking Io Sky, and it was kind of just like the underdog story. But shout out to Io Sky. I feel like this WrestleMania really put her character over. I feel like the crowd just loves her. Um, I definitely seen someone say she's like the modern day female Jeff Hardy. Like I'm not mad at that. Like Io Sky could do damn near anything in the ring, right? We definitely know she definitely loves to do that. Her promos too. Hold on, hold on. If we're gonna be now, we're talking promo.
I mean, come on,
No,
man.
no,
That's
no,
just a.
no, 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 no,
All
no,
right,
no,
we're
no, no,
talking
no.
about somebody. It's a
No, yeah,
language barrier for real.
yes, yes, I agree. I'm not saying. I'm
She
not
said,
saying.
but guess what? I did it. I did it. This is my, I did it. I did it, bro. It'll be like,
Listen. How long has she been in America?
bro,
Hold,
come on, bro.
no, don't
That's a
know.
late.
No, we're
Nah,
not
nah,
moving the
nah,
goalpost.
nah. Yes, we are.
No,
Yes,
no,
we are,
no,
bro.
no, no, no,
We're
no,
talking
no, no,
about
no,
somebody that speaks maybe what
no, no.
26% English.
You are
Logan
the
Small speaks
woman. Hold on.
100%
You
bullcrap.
are the hold on.
No,
Wait, sir. If she's the women's champion, she's gonna have to be able to say some different things. I'm your champion.
Uh,
Yay!
yes, that's all she gotta say, bro. The fans
No,
love
come
her, bro.
on, bro.
The
Come on,
fans
come
love her,
on,
bro.
bro.
Listen, she don't gotta say shit. She just gotta keep putting on banger after banger after banger. Cause I know you
Not
seen
a,
the match
not
against
until
Stephanie
not a,
Valkyr
not
right
until
after WrestleMania.
not until the right female comes out and says, "Yo, I'll slap the shit out you, you little Chinese bitch."
I don't think they're gonna say that. I don't think they're gonna say. I don't know. I don't think nobody's
All
going.
right,
Nobody.
all right. I'm being a little dramatic, but if you understand what I'm trying to say, until a real heel female comes and starts cutting a promo, like, and then what's her response gonna be? I Io Sky, I a champion.
She is a champion, bro.
All right,
She ain't
but
gotta say
bro, like,
shit. We're gonna
all right,
settle it in the ring, nigga.
all right, all right.
Ah, yeah, nigga. I love when she do
No,
that shit, nigga.
I love Io Sky and everything about Io Sky, but if we're just being transparent through the board, her promos do have to be a little better. I'm just saying the truth.
Shit, bro.
Eh?
Once again, shout out to her and Stephanie Valkyr for that banger.
No, yeah, her and Stephanie Valkyr definitely is having had a great match. I definitely see some of these NXT females are definitely being pushed to come on the main roster. You talked about
Shit about to get shaken up.
Yeah, you talked about Stephanie Valkyr. We talked about Roxanne Perez, who's been due to be on the main roster, and it should have been Roxanne Perez versus Bailey on WrestleMania, but that's a story for another day. Gulia, or Julia, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I definitely like her being a heel. I definitely get a heel vibe from her. So I definitely like. It's kind of like they're just mobbing out on Raw, and they know the top chick is Rhea Ripley, so they trying to beat her ass.
That's
I like
definitely
it.
it. But yeah, I like it too, just off the strength that now we actually get something where Rhea Ripley doesn't need to be involved in the title matches. Now, feel me,
It's,
she could
it's
branch
kind
off
of
and
like I don't mean to cut you off. It's kind of like Io Sky and Rhea Ripley is kind of about to be a team now. Because we seen last week when they tried when the NXT girls tried to attack Io, Rhea Ripley came to save her, and then we seen last night it was the opposite. So are we looking at a tag match? I'm not mad at a tag match at Backlash. Julia and Roxanne Perez versus Io Sky and Rhea Ripley.
that don't sound too bad.
Listen, Backlash is like a week away. I feel like this has been the fastest transition to another pay per view. I don't even know how the hell this has happened, but we need matches, right?
I mean, who we got so far? We got
John Cena versus Randy Orton.
Jade. No, I don't think that's official yet. We got Lyra versus Becky Lynch.
Yeah, and then we have no, there's only two official matches. I think it was is Lyra and Becky Lynch and John Cena versus Randy Orton
Oh, and Pat McAfee versus Gunther.
and Pat McAfee
Side
versus.
quest. I love a good side quest.
I I understand because I feel like this is definitely going to lead to something else. Is just Pat McAfee versus Gunther.
Pat McAfee cut a great promo last night.
He
His
did. I'm
promo is
not. I
better
didn't
than
say he
Logan
did. He
Paul.
did. But for being even a tiny bit realistic, Gunther might kill him.
Nah, he might, but feel me,
I
he ain't no
think Pat
coward.
McAfee has high blood pressure.
Listen, bro, I like what I saw. Feel me? It's kind of
The
interesting. I'm just
promo
like,
was great.
I didn't
I'm
know he
talking
could cut
about
a
during the
promo
promo.
like that. That's
I'm
the
talking about
thing.
once we get to the match at Backlash.
Oh, it's a
I,
squash match, but feel me, at the
and
same
Pat
time, it's
McAfee, how many spots has Pat McAfee's been in the ring before? I know all of this, but he's also getting older. So I'm saying I hope Pat McAfee and all I'm saying is I hope they just be able to have a decent something. I hope
no.
Goldberg just comes out like I said earlier to interfere to and then we lead to something. But I hope it's not a long match. Keep it like 2 to 3 minutes. Really, like I don't come on at Backlash.
Yo,
Is
listen, man.
this is still a pay per view we're talking about? You could have did this on Raw, and like back said we're talking about Backlash.
Yeah, bro, nigga, we had fucking Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest at
No, but okay, no, okay, okay. I understand what you're saying. Shout out to Bad Bunny, international superstar. But
and
we're
they were
talking,
like the main event.
but okay, and also where was that located at?
Puerto Rico.
That's a business deal.
Yeah, but I'm just
So, all right,
saying,
so
bro.
let's not act like that. We understand what happened. We're talking about Pat McAfee, who I love. Like I understand. Like this is gonna listen. This is gonna lead to something else. So I understand why this is happening. I'm just talking about once we just get to the match. I don't want it to be drawn dragged out.
It's not. And time out. One thing, not to get off topic, but I'm really a IWC hater, bro. And I was on Twitter and I just seen that a lot of people are saying Pat McAfee is not a good commentator. Are you guys fucking stupid? This is why I hate you IWC fucking idiots, bro. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talk about. Pat McAfee is not a good commentator. He's stale. Or y'all fucking drunk? Yo, these IWC people are probably the wackest thing. They're the wackest thing about the records, about the regular. These niggas are never satisfied about nothing, bro. Nigga, Pat McAfee brings nothing but energy to the table. Anytime that I'm watching a match and Pat McAfee's commentating on Michael Cole, that has been a great duo since how long? When was the last time we got a great duo like that?
No,
That's
no,
bullshit.
no. Shout out to Pat McAfee, but everyone's gonna have their opinion, right?
Yeah, they're fucking retarded.
I heard some people saying Michael Cole wasn't good. Everyone's gonna criticize everything. So I'm not surprised at that, but I definitely like the dynamic between Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. Let's get back to the WrestleMania. We had a fatal four way for the Intercontinental Championship.
Second
Braun
best
Br-
match of the night.
Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio versus Penta. Definitely a great match. I think we got the outcome that everybody wanted. You know, Dominic Mysterio definitely got his moment. He is the new Intercontinental Champion. Um, I wouldn't have been surprised if maybe if they went on the on the track of Penta. He definitely has a lot of heat right now. Well, heat in a good way. I'm trying to say. I wouldn't have been surprised if maybe Finn Balor had won. I think that was a match to where anyone who had won, I would definitely have been interested of the story they could have did just with that person. Um, but yeah, once again, great match. Shout out to Dominic Mysterio, and I like last night they teased AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. A great first person to have your first quote unquote feud with. So yeah, shout out to Dom.
Oh, one thing, like you're like lagging, like when we talk.
I'm like, hold on.
What the hell? Yeah, it's still chopping. Yeah, it's still chopping. All right, so while Justin gets his fucked up connection together, I'm just gonna carry on the show. To me, I think that Dominic Mysterio was the right call for this match. I definitely like the fact that he won it in the most sneakiest way possible. Just the frog splash, just to like take the win over Finn, and the fact that he even got a pop at the end of the night. Like, feel me? Like, we're so used to Dominic Mysterio getting booed. It's like the fact that he won is like, I'm out of my seat. I'm like, let's fucking go down. Like, feel me? Like, well deserved. I think, feel me? That's just to show just a testament of just the work that he's put in and just the character development that he has. Like, we literally went from booing the shit out of Dominic Mysterio to we booed the shit out of Dominic Mysterio to now just having a huge pop for him. I like that too. So that match itself was just it was actually a good match. It could have really went either way. Like fucking anybody said, like Justin said, like it really could have went Penta's way. It could have went Braun Breaker's way. I'd be surprised if Braun Breaker even retained in that situation though, because it felt like we were leaning towards a new champion. So I think that now with Dominic Mysterio and just them bringing title to the Judgment Day, I think now is just we should really look at Finn and was damn, how am I forgetting him? And JD McDonough. Yeah, yeah. Finn Balor and JD McDonough. I think they should get the tag team gold, and then we should be looking at, feel me? Now the whole Judgment Day got gold once again. Now we strike it back in their prime in the Judgment Day, things like that of that nature. I think we could, yeah, that's something that could really, help out the Judgment Day to rise back their stock. Because at a point that shit got stale. But if you got two tag team champions for the woman and the men's side, you got the Intercontinental Championship. You can't go wrong with that. Feel me? Let's rise stock back into the Judgment Day. Let's make it something worth watching. You know what I'm saying? Like at a point, it's like they looked weak when they lost Rhea and they lost Damien. At a point, they look lost. It was just Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio carrying the Judgment Day. But if we bring substance to them to now where we have all of them have gold, why not, man? Judgment Day 2.0. I'm here for it. I'm actually really here for it. I think that now that feel me, it gives a little bit more longevity towards their story. You don't necessarily go towards Dom and Finn and Dominic switching up on Finn or Finn switching up on Dominic, or even because at the end of the day, a faction is always down to just faction though is down to just collide at any given time. Like, feel me? They usually go on like a 2 to 3 year run, and then that's when everything starts going downhill like that. But at the same time, is why not? Why not have a point to where they hit their peak? This could be the peak for the Judgment Day. So I'm here for that. Shout out to Dominic Mysterio once again. I'm still waiting on Justin. I don't know what the hell is happening to his thing, but I really do want to step into this next. Hold on, chat. Sorry, guys. Looks like he's back. Let's see. What the fuck? You would need to connect. What the fuck is up with this guy? It's still loading. It's still loading. It's still no Justin. He does this every time. Yo, not even a surprise. Oh, shit. Justin, you there, buddy? Yes, no, maybe so. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna just have to. I'm gonna just have to do the rest of this episode just like that. Shit. All right. So moving on, because I don't feel like waiting. We gotta talk about the main event itself, man. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. If anybody who's watched this wrestling these past couple months, where everybody knows that John Cena has officially turned heel for his last year in the WWE. His last stint in the WWE, John Cena went full heel. And feel me, it's one of those things to where now, what does heel Cena look like? And I'm gonna tell you right now, it looked exactly the same. You just get nothing now. You don't get the full hyped entrance. You don't get the charisma. You don't get none of that. You get the same Cena, but just how he wants to do shit. And he said in his last run, he said, I'm banning wrestling. Like, feel me? I'm taking everything away from WWE. This is not going to be a champion. I'm the last real champion. All types of stuff. I'm going to chat. Justin's calling me. He said, I'm banning wrestling. I'm not doing none of that. Feel me? And Cody Rhodes is the complete opposite. Yeah. What's going on with you? Yeah, I'm still recording. Yeah, I'm still here. Chat, I'm still here, man. This shit is tweaking. This shit unstable connection.
Yeah, no, I was saying when I was trying to join back, it wasn't working. Like I couldn't see you.
You want me to send another invite?
Yeah.
I bet. Hold on, chat. Technical difficulties could be a motherfucker sometimes. Yeah, we gonna give him some time to join again. Hopefully this shit works now. But yeah, like I was saying though, yeah. So John Cena just wants to take away wrestling. That's just his new heel persona. All right, welcome back. Welcome back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, but this shit is glitching. Yeah, it should be better now. I guess not.
What about
Motherfucker
now?
frozen. You just frozen,
I'm
pal.
frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen and you're lagging.
What about now?
Yeah, it's way better.
What about now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Yo, this connection thing is getting me tight, bro. Are you sure you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let's just, speed up the process before any other technical difficulties come about this episode.
No, so what would you keep going then? What was you talking about?
I'm talking about now we on the main event. Um, I just wanted to talk about just how John Cena's whole mantra for the heel turn was that I'm gonna be the last real champion. I'm taking away everything. You're gonna have to make another title, this, that, and the third. Feel me. I'm ruining wrestling for everybody. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Cody Rhodes, who built everything, who loves wrestling. Feel me? Who's a second star generation, and just wanted to keep building on what's going on. So when I said that's how sort of like the main event was looking, like somebody that wants to take everything away from wrestling and just take the title, and then somebody that wants to keep just wrestling alive and saying how wrestling got more than one royal family. So in the build-up of the match, feel me, it's sort of like we sort of got everything we wanted from it with the, the promo battles. We seen at points in time where Cody cooked John, John cooked Cody. So feel me, now we're living up to a little bit of hype. So now we get to the match, and quite frankly, the match was just like 7.5 out of 10. I'll give it. I feel like the match was very slow paced. It worked towards John Cena's new heel persona. He didn't rush it. He didn't do nothing like that. I feel like the match was like slowly cooking up. Then we got the interference from Travis Scott. And I never seen an interference to where now you have a whole entrance. The man had a whole entrance, like feel me, like he was about to join the match. And then feel me, that led to one thing. Travis Scott got his receipt with a crossroads. John Cena seen that, knocked the ref out. Now we have Cody and John fighting for the title. Cody's fighting for the title. Cody had the chance to hit John with the title, but the baby faces, I don't want to win like that. John, you're still my hero. They take advantage of that, hit him with a title. 1, 2, 3. You got the greatest of all time, 17-time world champ, record breaking history. Shout out to John Cena. Then yeah, you got the whole thing now where John Cena is trying to ruin wrestling, trying to take away everything. Heel John Cena is in full effect. You got Title 17. You got the record breaker at WrestleMania. You even had the fans chanting for John Cena. Feel me? And at the point where they really just turned on Cody Rhodes, they booed the fuck out of Cody Rhodes anytime he hit one move, and they cheered for John Cena. So I just want to say, what was your thoughts on the match?
Nah, yeah. I'm just gonna be totally biased. I feel like it ended how it was supposed to end. And I mean that by saying John Cena winning. Cody Rhodes is not a real champion. All right. John Cena is the last real champion, bro.
The
What
fuck?
I haven't even seen Cody Rhodes since.
What the fuck?
Where is TV? Where's this like why is he taking pictures at Disney World?
He can't be with his family?
Everyone else is fighting right now, and you can't take a loss. This is exactly what John Cena was talking about.
Wait, time out.
When John Cena lost to The Rock, we seen him on Raw that next night.
Time out. So my son Roman Reigns, he wasn't a real
Get
champion?
Cody Rhodes the fuck out of here, man. John
Yo,
Cena's the
listen.
greatest. Oh, hold on. John Cena's the second greatest of all time. The greatest of all time is Shawn Michaels. I want like let's get that out of the way. But John Cena
He don't
has
got
the
17.
no, I understand that. John Cena though is the 17th is deserved as Cody Rhodes since, and now we got Rand. Well, before I get to Randy Orton's crazy ass. The promo that was on SmackDown before WrestleMania. No, the last promo that they had, whichever show was on, John Cena said to Cody Rhodes, "It's gonna come the time when you're gonna have to choose. Are you gonna be the good guy or are you going to win?" Cody Rhodes. Now we get to the match. Pivotal moment. Cody Rhodes has the WWE Championship in his hand. He could literally take out John Cena and he didn't because he's a fucking coward.
He ain't a coward here.
He didn't have the fucking balls to take out Cena and continue his reign. This is why Roman Reigns was champion for 5 years. We find ways to win. Cody Rhodes is too worried about the babies in the fucking crowd. John Cena said, "Fuck them kids.
Yeah, code. He
We don't
baited.
care about the Make a Wish." What did I? Wait. That's
Yo,
crazy for you to
you
say.
see how you just
Yeah,
start getting ahead of
hold on,
yourself. You
hold on,
see, you see how you start turning heel. You see how you start turning heel,
hold on.
bro. Yeah,
Producer, edit. Wait, we live though. Wait, oh damn. So that looked bad. Either way, edit that out somehow, producer. But John Cena though he won. He did whatever he had to do to win, and that's why he's the champion right now. If we're talking about him and Randy Orton's just not gonna be able to get the job done. He's not really on John Cena's level. So at Backlash, it's gonna be cute that it's gonna be in his hometown, but just like John Cena said, you're just gonna lose in front of your entire family. So I don't like John Cena is not gonna lose the title for like a while. Like he's gonna take it home with him. They're gonna have to make a new championship, like he says. So I don't I don't know what else to do.
Listen, man, Code's coming back. Code's coming back, and we will get that title back. We will get that title back. But
Didn't you just see what happened? They just fought and who won?
yo, I don't want to hear none of that, man. I don't want to hear none of that shit, man. We gonna get Travis Scott punk ass out of there. And one thing,
Watch your mouth
this
about
this
Travis Scott. Watch your mouth.
listen, this motherfucker, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, don't ever get involved in a fucking storyline if you're not gonna show up in attendance
All
for
right, now
WrestleMania.
this is
No,
what
no,
we
no,
gotta
no,
get
no,
in.
no,
Now
no,
hold on,
no,
hold on,
no,
hold
no,
on, hold
no,
on. Now
no,
fuck
no,
that.
no, no,
Fuck
no,
that.
no, no. Hold on,
Fuck
hold on.
that. Nah,
Let me get
nah,
my
nah,
water real
nah,
quick.
nah, nah, nah,
Let me
nah.
get my water real quick. It's third.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's third round of the battle.
Hold on, hold. I know.
No, no, no,
My
no.
bad.
Because
Go
I
ahead. No,
started it
no. Go
off,
ahead. Go
and
ahead.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
end
bro.
this shit right now. Dwayne the fucking Rock Johnson, bro. You go on Pat McAfee fucking show talking about, oh yeah, we just had the biggest heel turn. We did this, we did. Nigga, you ain't do shit. You ain't do shit, bro. You showed up, you started talking about I want your soul, all this little freaky ass Diddy shit. You didn't do shit, bro. Cena literally could have turned heel by himself and it still would have fucking sold. Why the fuck do we need Dwayne the Rock Johnson there just to do? That's it. Oh, Cody, I bought you a new car. I bought you sushi. Like, what type of gay shit is that, bro? Nah, I'm literally talking. The nigga did not show up for WrestleMania. He only showed up on SmackDown to say, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be in the WrestleMania. It's gonna be in New Orleans." And there's another thing I want to say, Cody. I want to like feel me. You drunk off that Terramana too much, nigga. You drunk off that Terramana. You was not there at WrestleMania. You start talking about, then you go on the show, you start throwing niggas under the bus, start talking about, oh yeah, I was just there to help sell the tickets. We had the biggest heel turn, this, that, and the third. No, you did not come and explain why you took John Cena under your wing instead of Cody. John Cena never mentioned why he was with The Rock. Why is there an alignment? Why is there three of y'all? You don't show up to WrestleMania. You don't do none of that shit. You said you wanted to be just about Cena and Cody. So why the fuck were you there elimination champion for the heel turn? Why do any of that if you wanted that shit to be? This nigga get me tight, bro. He said, I never have to have a match with Cody. It's about having his soul, bro. Like, what kind of shit? What are you saying, bro? What are you saying? What are you talking about? You want another man's soul, bro? Like, what type of shit is that, bro? Who writes this shit? Why are you a part of the storyline then, nigga? It should have been Cena. Like, feel me? I would have been so more if Cena turned healed on his own, off the strength of him. Now we got this thing like, what? Why did he line himself with The Rock? Like, feel me? Like, nobody can answer that. Nobody answered that yet. Cena didn't answer that shit. The Rock ain't fucking been here around. And Dwayne, I would
All right,
love to have a
hold on, hold on,
conversation with
hold
you,
on, hold
but
on,
you
hold
ain't
on,
been
hold on.
around to do this. CM Punk said that. You ain't been around to do this. And you're bullshit goosebumps. We're not buying that shit, bro. The nigga literally went on
All
the
right,
Pat
now.
McAfee show.
All right,
No,
first, all right,
no, no, no,
no, no,
no,
no, no,
no,
no, no,
no.
no,
I
no,
ain't
no,
done
no,
yet.
no,
I
no.
ain't done
Now
yet.
I
I ain't
want to
done yet.
talk.
I
It's
ain't
my
done yet. I ain't done
turn.
it. I'm gonna finish my
It's
shit. Hold
my
on, hold on.
turn.
Hold on. I got you. Let me wrap this shit up though. Cause tell me this is shit that was pissing me off. This is shit that I promise you. I promise you. I told myself I was gonna be calm. It was a week that was supposed to pass by, and I wasn't gonna crash out like this. Fuck it. We here now. I'm just saying though, bro. Like, feel me? The nigga threw the reason why WrestleMania didn't sell like it did last year. I just wanted to be about like, feel me? You go in the air literally the following night after WrestleMania to say all that shit, bro. Literally, that's like throwing Triple H under the bus. And Triple H worked that ass hard building up these storylines and shit. You want to come through and just make it about yourself. You're not a part of this shit, man, nigga. Like, if you wasn't gonna be at WrestleMania, why would you even say anything about WrestleMania? If you knew you wasn't there, you should have said, "I'm not gonna be in attendance at WrestleMania this year, but I'll be watching out to watch what Cody does or what Cena does." You're like, feel me? That's main character
All
syndrome,
right,
nigga.
yeah,
You're
all right,
not the
hold
main
on.
character in this shit. Fuck out of here, man.
All right,
Tom,
all right,
Jersey.
all right. So I agree with everything that you said. But how this really like, if I'm giving a real point of view, I think, and I don't want to even insinuate, but I feel this has something to do with The Rock and Triple H behind the scenes. I feel like when The Rock went on Pat McAfee's show, did he say too much? Yes. And I'm not saying even in terms of like throwing Triple H under the bus, that's a whole nother thing. I think just in terms of like, we keep hearing this word like kayfabe now and breaking kayfabe. I think it gets to a point we do a little bit just too much of like the behind the scenes, right? Even if we're talking about like they're about to have this Netflix show and they're literally showing everything. It's like we understand it's not real, but it's like, God damn, I don't need to see the original WrestleMania plans on the clipboard. I didn't, because we didn't get those matches. I don't want to see all this, like every entrance spot and where they like. I just want to keep it just as it's supposed to be. So, in terms of the Rock, I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Kendrick Perkins. I stay petty, so I don't have to get petty. He was being petty on that interview a little bit, yes. Once again, did he say a little bit too much? Yes, but no one's ever gonna deter my mind in saying that The Rock does not love wrestling and doesn't make decisions to try to make wrestling better. I will never. No one's ever gonna change my mind to say that because I've seen The Rock's been. You want to say in and out, fine, but he's been a part of the WWE for a long time and has kept a good name. We talk about people like Hulk Hogan, who literally we seen on the Raw Netflix debut and said fucking racist comments,
Fuck Hulk Hogan.
right? So I'm never gonna. No one could change my. No matter what happened with the interview or this damn heel turn. That's another story. But we're talking about The Rock, and does he have good intention towards pro wrestling to push it forward? Yes, he does. Now, I think sometimes business behind the scenes. I don't know why he spoke on the real business behind the scenes like that. I don't even understand how that's like legal. If he's talking about the TKO member came to him and said, because ticket sales aren't enough for Elimination Chamber, I need you there. So it's like I don't know why he said that, but sometimes business does get in way of the product. If we all want to now, I think sometimes what we like to do as people, like in a big scandal, no, I don't want to say even scandal, but a big topic like this, we sort of like to put the blame on someone. So in terms of this heel turn and he wasn't there, and don't make sense. We just want to put the blame on someone. So The Rock is the perfect person, especially after the interview on Pat McAfee. Shout out to that show and everything that they do though. Um, but it's over. Like John Cena is the champion. The heel turn happened. We're moving forward. Like once again, I think he only went on the Pat McAfee was what they're saying to do damage control, and once again, I think that's the business them saying he had to do that. So I think he's taking the bullets, but if we really want to talk about it, it's really the business behind the scenes. If we're really gonna be honest, it's cool to bash The Rock though. He's the
I
perfect
don't
person
like it.
right now to bash. I get it. And the interview did not make anything better. I understand that. But if we're
As
going to be
fans,
real, it's the business that made him make some of these decisions.
as fans though, we just want answers. We just want nowadays the fans are not dumb, right? Like feel me, we see the product. We want to know how we get from X, Y to Z. We want to know what like feel me for WWE now. It just has to make sense. Like feel me, we can't skip over what happened or these moments that significant moments happen. People need answers to that, and that's why I'm saying that's the frustration part. I'm like, if you're not gonna be there, it's just like and you make sense with the business part. It's like, all right, cool. That's one thing. But then speaking about just they just wanted me there just to promote tickets for Elimination Chamber and do all types of stuff and shit like that. It's just like now we're stepping away from wrestling, and that's the part of this whole TKO shit I'm not a fan of. We're stepping away from just wrestling itself. Like
This
feel
is
me?
what we have to really talk about. if we really want to have this conversation and not just talk about The Rock, which is cute to do for views, this is the real conversation.
No, no, no. No. That was frustration there. That's from a wrestling standpoint.
No, I
That's
understand.
not
I
the business
understand.
standpoint. That's
I
feel me. This
understand
like
why everyone's frustrated, but I don't see no one having this conversation that we're seeing too much behind the scenes. Period.
yeah, and I think that's what happens when we line ourselves with TKO. And credit to Vince McMahon, he would never spill the whole thing on just what goes on behind the scenes. Like, feel me? He'll show glimpses, but it's just like, why are we leaking stuff now? Why is it that feel me now we're going on record saying that they needed me to sell for elimination? Like, we don't need to hear that, bro. As wrestling fans, people don't want to hear that, bro. Just you could have kept it like feel me. You could have kept in character. Oh, the Rock was going to be there. Just the Rock be there. The Rock was going to be there for the millions and millions of people. But it's like, you know what I'm saying, bro? It's like it's too out of touch, bro. It's like, where do we draw the line here? Where do we keep The Rock the final boss? That wasn't the final boss. That was Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Keep Dwayne The Rock Johnson away from WWE. You cut The Rock, the final boss, whatever you want to call it. You keep him in character when we talk about wrestling. I don't want to see Dwayne. Dwayne is fucking Hollywood. He's fucking Mona. He's fucking Black Adams. That's all that shit. The final boss is The Rock. That's the one last year. That's who I wanted to see show for WrestleMania. I don't want to hear politics about this. I don't want to hear politics or ticket sales or nothing like that. Because the people that love the product, regardless, the people that sit there and watch, they're not watching to hear what Dwayne The Rock Johnson got to say about ticket sales. They want to hear why the final boss had John Cena online with him. That's who the fuck we want to hear. That's the part that we want to hear about WrestleMania. I don't care about the ticket prices, bro. Ticket prices are gonna fluctuate. First of all, you're in Vegas. Ticket prices are like fucking $1,000 to fucking to the nosebleed, bro. Where
But
you can
now
see,
look, but now look. That's another problem. These damn ticket prices are fucking too high.
yeah, like
They're way
what do you
too
want
high.
us to do about that?
We just seen the clip of Randy Orton and him and the fan is talking. The fan said the price. You have the actual star athlete saying it's ridiculous. So
Yeah,
now,
that's
so now we're in these situations to where you have to have The Rock on the show to try to fill these seats. To where if you just lower the fucking prices, it'll be packed in there.
That's what I'm saying. And you still had like 120,000 people that showed up for both nights technically. But if you want to be real, bro, like feel me, that's the reason why it didn't sell. It didn't sell because fucking whatchamacallit. It didn't sell because they needed the rock or they needed all this. Travis Scott, they needed no, bro. Who's really playing? Like, feel me, like I'll fuck with WWE, but it ain't like me. I'm not paying like $700 to sit in the nosebleed, bro. Why, bro? Why? Why? When does it get to a point it's like, all right, we're being greedy? And that's the thing that aligning himself with TKO, bro, it shouldn't cost that much to see fucking Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. It shouldn't cost that much, bro. Like literally last year in Philadelphia, you could have got a ticket for $350, bro. Why? Because it's Vegas? Why? Like, feel me? What significance does it make that we're raising the ticket prices that high? Because it's WrestleMania? WrestleMania last year was dirt cheap. Me and you, we was about to head out if we really wanted to for the right amount. Sit there and enjoy the fucking show. But now you're telling me we gotta pay the high for this?
I
That's the real
already
reason why, bro.
I sent you that thing in the chat, and they're talking about SummerSlam, the front row seats for both nights. What was it? Talking about over 10,000 for. I'm like, what are we
Yeah,
talking? Wait,
you're
what are
drunk.
we
Yeah, you're
talk?
drunk. You're
What
drunk.
are we talking about?
Yeah, what the fuck are we
Wait,
talking
what?
about?
Wait,
See, this is
I
when
want to
that's
see
what
the
we talk
match, but
about.
it's like, goddamn, like,
This is what we talk about. Prices start getting too high.
hold on, and I'm going to SummerSlam, no period. I don't care where the fuck I'm at. I got business to do in there, but front row. If they the that I don't know if you've seen the thing I sent in the chat to you and Fabian, but that's ridiculous.
That's bullshit, man. That's just taking away. That's just greedy. That's just being greedy.
No, yeah, but
Facts.
so shout out to The Rock, shout out Pat McAfee, John Cena,
And don't get this
Cody.
wrong, though. I still fuck with you, Rock. I still fuck with you. But
Not
feel me,
yet. No,
just
no, no. I
certain
understand the
shit, I'm just gonna
outrage.
call out.
I understand the outrage, and people have the right to be outraged, and it made sense. He did say too much, but let's now also now forget that. he's in this position for a reason because he is the right guy for the job. We just don't want to mix business too much with just with the product in terms of showing the fans. We get that WWE is a business. It's creating a lot of revenue and money right now, and that's good because these performers need to be paid very highly and handsomely, and they are now compared to like 10 years ago, and that's all great. But we once again, my just final thing about it is we don't need to see everything behind the scenes.
Facts. I think I lost my voice again, but that's all I gotta say. That's it.
But yeah, we talked about most of the matches on WrestleMania. I know we did leave out some, the New Day and the War Raiders. The New Day won. Like I don't. There's
I don't
not.
give a fuck about
Not.
that.
There's not a 10 minute segment needed on that. Shout out to everyone that did perform on the WrestleMania card. Though overall, the whole night, everything from the performances to the matches to the crowd, I would give it out of 10. A 7.8. I don't know if I can go any higher than that. But I'll go performer of the weekend. I'll say, damn, that's tough to say. I'll say I'll say Seth Rollins and moment the Roman the whole Paul Heyman thing and the main event.
Facts. I have no disagreement there.
Right. So in terms of what's going ahead, once again, Backlash is coming up. Raw was last night. Once again, they locked in the Becky Lynch versus Lava Valkyria. Like, just like, did you see the segment?
Yeah, I've seen the segment. I think it adds more substance to Lyra Valkyria's character. Now we get to see a little more personality. Before she was a little more quiet, a little more just little goody two shoes and shit like that. But now we see we got a side to her that feel me. She got a backbone. That's all. That's all we want to see.
I love it from that aspect, but if I'm talking about the actual segment, I feel like there was just 2 points to where Lyra said something and it felt completely flat, and I think it was missed. Like I think when she announced that it was supposed to be a backlash, the crowd was just silent. And usually, like when someone says that, the crowd's supposed to go crazy. So I thought that was just a little cringy right there. So the crowd was a little dead, or maybe she needs to slow down her delivery just a little bit and let the crowd
Yeah.
react to what you're saying. But besides that, that's just me nitpicking. Becky Lynch admitted that it was her that attacked Bailey. So once again, I guess when Bailey comes back, Bailey and Becky Lynch, possible feud to see in the future. Um, Once again, I like what I seen from Sami Zayn last night. I'll give him MVP of the episode last night. I definitely everything he was saying to Seth Rollins felt like it was from the heart. It was passionate. Once again, he got his ass kicked because he made the wrong decision. But I definitely like this. This was a good start to show that if once again, and you said it, if you're not with us, you're against us, and
You
you
better
need to
stay
get
down or like
and you need to get out the way. So I'm interested to see what happens on SmackDown. And once again, Backlash I believe is next weekend in St. Louis, Missouri. Um, yeah, shout out to the WWE, man.
all right. It's gonna do it for this episode. Once again, tune into all platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Justin Jones on Facebook for more development on what's going on. Continue to subscribe, like, repost. We appreciate everybody for tuning into this episode. And yeah.
Oh damn, I was about to say something.